just going to sit on it. That's a tradition on Backgammon Galaxy, isn't it? To get to the top and just sit on it.
there for a while, yeah.
Let mine stew a bit.
That's all of them?
I need one more.
All right. Hi, everyone that's watching. This is the second round of the Mega Jackpot at the 10th UK Open. And we've got an absolute killer matchup here. We've got Gaz Owen and Ken Goulding. And we're still getting ourselves organised here in the commentary room.
It's a great pleasure to be with you here, Maren. What have I missed?
They've literally just started.
But there's a double in play.
There is already. We have just kind of. They literally walked into the room and started. So we missed the very beginning.
You know what?
So I was just introducing stream.
You know what I understand about backgammon from my studies? It's better to be blue in this position, even though he anchored.
Yeah, I would be blue in this position as well. So I'm Maren Rose, and we have Jason Pack as well. Pete Heskett is also loitering in the room at the moment. I'm sure he's not harbouring any hard feelings against Gaz, who just beat him in round one.
Yes, and I saw Ken win a DMP against Reese in the earlier round.
That was a really tough long match.
Yeah, he was coming in against a 3-point holding game, but he rolled a double 4 to clear the mid and get ahead in the race, and it was genius. I feel like people who are listening to the stream probably want to hear us talk about the position. So
yeah.
Obviously, you have white here behind the 5 prime. Blue has the challenge of clearing his 16 point, which is acting like an alternative midpoint.
Yeah.
However, he has a degree of timing, and it's not like he needs to clear it immediately, and white's board is also weak. So we see that there's 4-1. It plays fine. Even if he has to bust the bar, the 8 or the 9, he may get a clearing shot. So I think an interesting thing.
So he is just going to make the ace here, right? He wants to leave that midpoint there.
Exactly.
For sure.
I think an interesting thing to toss out is if this was a double right now, you pass, right?
Yeah.
And that gives you some insights into Blue's position, which is that he shouldn't volunteer a shot, really.
Okay, so they re-roll that. There's no dice on checkers in this tournament. So 5-4, he can't break his prime.
Well, I think there are rolls that can break the prime. 5-4 particularly is bad because of the where the checkers go.
Yeah, absolutely.
And therefore, white can hit with the 4-2. I would bring the 2 down, even though it leaves the 6-5 shot, because making the 5 point is critical.
Absolutely.
And really, you can't contain him if you don't make the 5 point. Therefore, leaving the extra 2 shots, it seems like you have to do it. Obviously, 6-4 exists as a number, but wouldn't be my preference. Although Kent may be a better player than me, that wasn't my play. And look at against 2-1 here. I think you could step under the gun, or you could play 7-6. I guess you wouldn't come under the gun. Yeah, 7-6 makes more sense. Because he doesn't want to make the 2 points. So there's a logic to this. Ooh, 5-1. Wow, how did he lock into that?
That's decent.
Wow.
Because obviously what Kent wants to be doing in this position is really he needs to keep Gaz back there so that he has to break his prime.
And 2-1 is actually a very good shot here because it steps to the 20 point.
Yeah.
5-3
is
your board strengths are equal. You probably have to attack here. The problem is the 5, right? The 3 is okay. Because if you play the are you worried about getting gammon?
I don't think I would attack here because if the only 5 then you've got is like 6 to 1 really, and how do you bury a checker? In that
but
position?
you would have found I would have hit because you've essentially conceded the game. I get that. Is it Kent?
Yes.
Kent is white. He has some race equity because he gained in the race by having hit and then, containing him for a roll. But yeah.
So that is 6-5.
It plays safe.
On the
it plays safe. He can play 6 to 1 and 8 to 2.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no reason to clear now because white has race equity.
Okay, and he's just going to make a full board and hope to get a shot.
100? No, not a shot, but he can run when he's protected by his board. So
sure.
He can run now because of his race equity, because of the blot and his full board.
Sure.
This is a fine number. You just run all the way. There's absolutely no reason to bust your board.
Yeah.
You run all.
I agree.
Great. And what can Gaz deliver? 5-4. A bit tricky because he can hit. It depends on what the race is, but okay, he doesn't hit. But I guess he's ahead enough.
Okay, so if that runs around,
but it's not just bad 5s. There's 6-1, 6-1, 6-2, 4-1 leaves the hit there. 3-1 is no picnic. I would wait because we're behind in the race, and he is going to wait for these potentially either single shot numbers or awkward numbers. And this is a shot.
There's a
so
shot.
This shows the veracity of this play. And by stepping forward, he's only leaving 11 shots rather than 15. It's a clear play, even though it leaves more secondary shots. Double 5. He's got a race, and the race is not ginned at all. Because although blue may be slightly ahead in the hips, blue has a lot of wastage here, Marin. And therefore, with the cube leverage, white maybe has 30 or 40% winning chances.
And blue has that gap on the 4 as well, which he really doesn't like.
I'm counting that all in the wastage.
Yeah.
The 4s are bad. He just missed. White is holding the cube, and he has more guys off. So despite having more pips, he has real equity. 2-1, obviously. It's painful there. Without the XG feed, it's difficult to know how much equity in this position. I'm not going to.
9 to 11, 12, 13. So Gaz only got 2 off, 3 off.
This is a rolls versus pips position. If they weren't rolling so quickly, I could run some price formulas on the rolls versus pips, but I can't do it at speed.
Yeah.
Obviously now blue is
and that Ken's
position.
last roll of 5-3 really wasn't great because he's immediately just created 2 gaps and he's now just hit 1.
He could have been okay except for the double by Gaz. Okay. So blue is in a 4-roll position and white is in a worse than 4-roll position.
Yeah.
And now it's gin.
Whoa.
I mean, when I say gin, obviously it could be boxes and then a double, but it's oh!
Jason, you can't say those things in front of the dice. You know that. As soon as you say those things, they come out of the cup.
Right. So he has 5/36, and he didn't.
Yeah.
It was a quasi gin position.
Close game.
Yes, down to the wire, and we saw there the interplay between the race and the need to either play safe or play aggressively. So I would say that's a theme that I would draw out there.
It would be interesting to look back at that 5-3 where you were saying that you would hit and I would not, to see what the right play was there.
Yes, but I completely agreed with Gaz's playing safe later when he was ahead in the race, and all of those things are all thematic. Obviously, despite being a reasonable player, I would argue that commentating without an XG feed is an absurd, shall we say, a fool's errand, because Backgammon has gotten to a situation where the computer knows so much more than even good human players do. So it puts us in an awkward position having to try to...
Sure, but I mean, one of my favorite ways of learning about the game has always been to watch feeds with commentary. I love listening to people commentate, and it doesn't have to be like the best players in the world. Like I love listening to anybody commentate, because even if you get to the wrong answer, often you're still talking about the right things. Like you're still talking about what are the kinds of things that we need to be thinking about in this position, and that's what people really need to be focusing on.
I think that the Blues run there with 4-5 rather than say coming down is correct, because it duplicates threes. It duplicates the 3-1, 3-2 that would make a point. Despite being a newly minted grandmaster, I approach the game with a lot of modesty, not only relative to the XG feed, but relative to people who could explain more in real time. I would say it's probably harder to commentate about the position than it would be even to play it, because you're at a degree removed from it. The 2-6 is awkward. I like coming down 13-7 because, again, there's this continual 3 duplication. Double 5s. So this is a pretty good number. You can attack, make the 3-point, and make the ace. So that's what he's going to do. And a fan probably is a cubable offense here.
Yeah, definitely.
But an entry, and blue is in a good position because of white's kind of deep missing kill check. Well,
that's really nice.
Yeah, bar 15 is really great.
15 point.
And I think a key thing to point out here is that when there's too much depth, like there is in white's position, even though he has a stronger board and he may be ahead in the race, he's really behind position.
I might have slotted the 5 there and left that one back on the 24.
Well, certainly if you're going to get pointed on 3-2.
Because I could see what was coming. That was why I said that.
So blue really has a positional strength here because he's not disconnected.
Yeah.
And white is quite disconnected. But we're not near a cube because of the anchor for white. So
again, I would have slotted the 5 there instead of playing 8-7. Like he wants to build his board.
I don't know. I think that he needs, before he double slots in the inside, he needs to make the 2-point because there could be fly shots, and he can't hit a fly shot if he has 2 blots. So there is a logic there. So blue is Gaz, correct?
Blue is Gaz. Yeah.
And Gaz is considering doubling. I wouldn't double because of the anchor, and he's not doubling. Oh, wow. This makes the 0.6 away, and it makes a broken 5 prime. A non-hit, other than double 4, might have been a cube. Here, you just make the 5-point.
I would still be considering cubing here as Gaz.
I wouldn't, because now the 3-point... Whoa, okay.
There he goes. Because he's blocked the direct exit. He's got 2 checkers, and he's got to roll a 2 and then a 5 or a 6.
The 3-point races very poorly, but this is an obvious take because he has lots of race and he can throw double 2s at any time, and it's going to be very difficult for blue to make the 5-point there. That said, white is very likely.
I think he's just going 13-8 here.
No, I wouldn't do that. I would just spread them. So I would play 15-11 and then down.
Sure.
Left shot.
13-11-12. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that does leave 2-6 as a fly shot.
So what? I mean,
you can aim to make the 5 without leaving that fly shot. I would be tempted to do.
Considering slotting.
I wouldn't slot. I would play 13-8.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
You channeled it. You channeled it. It's not my play. I'd play 15-11 there because there's still the blot and it can get worse.
That's nice. You can make the 4.
Yeah. So now it's going to be more difficult to leave that 2-6. It's become more costly.
Yeah. So a 3-1 or a double 1.
So for 1, I would say you can do 15-11 now, but it's more difficult than before, so you probably don't do it.
Yeah.
You play down.
I don't think you need to still, yeah.
And I like 8-7 rather than 15-14.
Yeah, sure.
It's just a little bit smoother. It picks up on double 2s to make the point.
True. Yeah. Good observation.
Yep. And obviously, given the full board, it's difficult to leave anything here. Okay. 6-2, just play safe. I don't know about 6-4. Yeah, I would just come in. I mean, when I say in, I mean 15-7, which is what he played.
Yeah.
And it's important to point out that white has racing chances, but it's very difficult for him to actualize those chances.
Yeah.
Because he can't escape.
Well, I mean, obviously, you can escape one, and then the other one is under extreme pressure, right? So.
Yes. Okay, 4-3.
4-3 is not wonderful.
No, maybe 6-2 and 7-4.
Yeah.
Because you want to maintain outside spares so as not to get in a position where you have to break a point, allowing a direct escaping 6.
Yeah.
So that's my play, despite
like
the awkwardness of going deep with the 2. Ooh, and that's not what Gaz does. He is playing 6-2, but This is slightly less flexible. It busts
It
less.
makes it much harder to make the 5,
but
and
it
when
makes
you
it
make
much
the
harder
5,
to make the 5.
when you make the 5, it's much easier to get the rest of them in, right?
Yeah, and it leaves a situation where probably he didn't roll a 2-6, he rolled 2-4. But if you had rolled 2-6 or 2-5, you could have run against this formation. 4-2 is cocked. Yeah, we're seeing White's take here. Now you probably have to just make it
Make
6
the
to 2 because
yeah.
And we can see the structural awkwardness of blue. He's gonna need something good.
But at least now White's board is, well, I mean, managed to hold it that time, but where's the other dice? I can't see.
Oh, double 5, very good for the race. It doesn't make anything.
Where's the other dice? Oh, there.
A double 5.
With
a double 5.
No, I just couldn't see what
so
the
now
dice.
White is forced out with a 6. 6-2 forces him out, and he's not ahead in the race. So it's not great to be forced out when you're not ahead in the race, but the 6 is simply forced. The double 5 swung the race, and there's no reason to not go all the way. I mean, I see the advantage of stepping up with a 2 if I was ahead in the race.
For sure, but because you're behind, you have to keep it back.
I guess that there are 16 numbers that point on us here, whereas there are only 9 numbers that point on us if we step up. Oh, not my play. Not my play.
I agree. I would have stayed back as well.
Yeah, because now the small numbers point on you and the high ones are good for the race.
Yeah.
If it had been anything other than a double 5, I think you clear the 7 because it's the right crossovers. It slots the 1. It's a race now where White has some chances. The reason that you don't bust the 8 point is you have then 3 crossovers left to go. Yeah, this is the right one. Yep.
I guess he was just considering that
5-3,
you cleared the 8, it was then a 0 position, and Kent still has a 5-point board, so I guess that's why I spent the time
you gotta stay back here. And 5-3 is forced to play 6-1, 6-3. I would say you play 6-3 because it slots a point, whereas 4-1, it just wastes it gives more racing chances to the opponent. I don't particularly like that play, but it's predicated on attacking next turn. Maybe.
Yeah, I would have gone to 6-3 as well.
Yeah, so now 8-3, White stays back because he has some awkward numbers that he can stay for 6-1, 6-3, double 5, double 6, 5-3. You gotta play safe.
Still really happening. Yeah,
can't leave a shot. And again,
what?
No,
these guys thinking?
No, he's thinking about hitting loose. Maybe he's thinking about the race, but I don't see it. Yeah, this is right. Yep.
He was just taking on a look. He was just making sure.
Yeah, well, he's forced out with the 6.
Yeah.
6 forced him. Oh, and a 5.
And
even
a 5.
5. Yeah.
5s and 6s. He's got.
But now he has some racing chances because there's so much wastage that was caused there. 6-2. Ooh, wow, that would be a clever
Gaz
play.
has got gaps.
Yeah, I would come in because it's not like you get better distribution by playing 6-4. It's nice for White to own the cube here. If he rolls one good number, not a 4-2, but one good number, and he could have a cube.
I mean, look, that's not bad, and it's okay. So he's hit the gap once.
One high set, and he has a cube. Kent, that is. Wow.
Okay.
Just like last game, there was a double 4.
Works.
It got to a close race last time, and Gaz hit a double 4, and now it's a close race and he hit a double 5.
Yeah.
What did we learn about backgammon from this, Maren?
That there is no skill whatsoever, and that it entirely hinges on luck. Is that correct?
You nailed it. That's why that's why we spent hundreds of hours a year. I concluded that it's good to roll double 6s in a race and be skillful.
Yeah, that's really handy when you can roll many double 6s. I try to do that as often as possible.
Double 6s is good, but double 5s and double 4s can work too.
Yeah.
It's still a close race.
Really close.
It's a close race.
It's 3 versus 3.
It's a modified 3 versus 3. It might be a double and a take now, particularly because Kent is behind. Yeah, we lost focus. I think that. Oh, he passed. Is there no misses? I don't know if it is well, maybe because he's ahead in the match.
There was a couple of misses, not many.
Yeah, but if you throw 2-1 or 3-1 and then a miss, normally that would make it a take. But it's less of a take because the recube when you're ahead by 2 in the match, the take point goes up from like the 22.5% at money towards more like 24, 25% cube there. So I think that might have been why that was right. But again, I was pontificating about the nature of luck rather than focusing on the position.
Yeah.
You know what we should pontificate about is how beautiful these Backgammon boards are.
Oh, they're so beautiful.
It has a really nice table feel, and we can see almost what you would call like a crocodile leather.
Yeah.
There.
The Backgammon boards are absolutely beautiful, and we have the guys from Backgammon from Turkey with us at this tournament.
Yes, and they actually had watched yesterday without knowing that I was going to be here. The commentary that I did on the first Dubai International Tournament where Aykut Uzul beat Jacob Rafe in a snake back game at DNP. What do I mean by snake? I mean that he got all 15 of his checkers hit and sent back.
Oh my God.
And even the 2 that had started on the ace point, he also got hit. So literally all 15 checkers were hit.
Yes.
He then had a back game where he had 5 guys on the 3 and 4 points each.
Right.
He hit the last possible checker that was getting cleared.
Yeah.
And he created the snake, an outside prime of 15 checkers. Closed out the opponent, won.
Sick.
And that is something that if you are a board maker and it happens on your board, you're like, I created this piece of beauty so that this magic 1 in 10,000 event could happen. Yes, so
no, these boards are so beautiful. I'm lucky enough to have won a couple of them. I won the intermediates here last year, competing in the Masters this year. So I won a beautiful Backgammon board last year. Thank you very much, guys, for your ongoing support of the UK Tour.
I would just point despite the returns,
yeah. Absolutely.
And congratulations on graduating, Mara.
Thank you very much.
So we're at 9 away, which obviously plays very, very close to money. It's essentially a money score.
Yep.
Blue just hit a nice 3-6 hitter there.
Make the anchor and hit with 5. Very
that's
nice.
An amazing number of hits back, but
Yep.
Blue has the some returns from the roof. He does not happen to hit one of those returns. Ergo, the 3 is forced to come in, and the 4 is essentially forced there. You can't possibly play 6 to 2. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
So
that it is.
White has a better position, but nothing is decisive. 4-2. Ho hum, ho hum. Yes, I would make that exactly. I would make the 9, leaving the 5 shot on the 8, which was not.
Don't know why you're touching that checker, Gaz.
It
that
doesn't
is not
move.
Moving.
This is awkward. You can make the 2 point.
You just make the 2, right?
It looks like he's going to, but you could just play the 6 in and 13 to 9, which is my play. Because the 2 is not that attractive. I would rather own the 9 point here. So this is not my play. He's going to consider my play. He's considering it 13 to 9. It looks more grandmastery. In other words, it's a structural play. It duplicates the ones like 3-1 and 6-1 that make the 5 point. You see that duplication there?
Yeah.
And it has a block. Again, I don't know what's right. This is just so difficult to do this without the HD feed. Yeah. This doesn't really duplicate anything because 5s are not good.
I mean, the thing I like about this is that obviously he wants to come out and hit, but he can't do that and make his 5 point at the same time.
Correct. And
so
if you hit and hit back, you've made the inside board. But look, 5-4 was not going to be a good number otherwise, whereas now it can hit.
Well, yeah, but he's only got a 2 point.
I would
still,
hit,
and he can't cover.
And
it
you have to
with a 4.
debate 8-4 lifting or 24-20. Well, what do you like here? I think I might actually lift
I'm
8-4.
definitely hitting.
But 24-20 has an advantage is that it's structural. Okay. This duplicates 5s. But an in and hit is, double 4. That's horrible.
And is there,
the cube is huge here.
Absolutely.
You have to realize that Blue has these killed checkers. Although they're not totally out of play, that 2 and 3 points are not useful here. You don't want to have all these things. But
Gaz takes it.
But you have to take because White has a lot to clean up. I mean, how many blots does he have? He has what? 5 blots.
Yeah.
5-1 doesn't clean up. If you hit 1 fly shot and the guy fans, you're recubing him. So he's kind of cleaned up.
Cleans up a couple of blots.
Yeah, but in 5 hits, 2-4 not a great number. 4 is very awkward. Very, very awkward.
You just come down again.
There's no play. This would be a pass if you've not cubed, because the fourth checker is back, and you have a hitter here with 4-6. Do you want to point on the 2, or do you want to hit the outside one and attack on the 2? I think I might want to point on the 2.
I'm pointing on the 2.
But I'm not 100%. There is something appealing about hitting the guy on the 9, but I would point because of the fanning numbers. See, he's doing that one first because the 6 is the force.
It's obvious, yeah.
And now you debate the 4. Personally, wow, that's a big play. Okay, he's just going to try to dodge it.
Yeah,
he's
it's really big.
He's just got to dodge it. Woo! Punished.
Really
punished.
Ouch.
Oh my God, he must be feeling horrible now. If he fans, he can get the other one picked up.
Yep.
Oh no, 4-5.
That's
wow.
nice.
Wow.
That was pretty much a perfect roll. Okay.
Disgusting. 2-1. How the fuck do you play this? Are we allowed to curse on this?
I don't think so, but
Really?
we can bleep that one out. That's okay.
Okay, it's interesting.
YouTube might get angry.
In my
at us, I think.
podcast, the Disorder podcast, not only can you curse, you can talk about Trump being an orange orangutan.
No.
Say anything you want.
Oh.
And you could talk about
We
how
might get
how
yanked out of
intimidated he
this
is
room
by
by
Kamala.
our shirt collars.
Really?
Yeah, could be. I
Okay,
think we have to
I
keep
doubt
it
it.
PC on this stream.
Really?
Yeah.
So for 1, it makes the 5 point. You know, I wouldn't worry about leaving it. You want the purity here. You just make the 5 point. There's no reason to do 6-2 and the hit loose.
Yeah,
It's just a
because
lot of
Gaz has
purity
got
here.
2 blots in his board,
Yeah.
so you don't really
You-
care
you
that
need
much
the
about
5.
being hit. Yeah.
I mean, I understand that it leaves 2 blots, whereas 6-2 here only leaves the 1 blot, but this is right.
No, I agree.
It's right.
Making
You're,
the 5
you're going
is
for a
good.
G. You're going for G. And 4-1 fans, and now the
Okay.
G is alive.
Mm-hmm.
Alive.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, a couple of choices there.
Very structural play, you know.
Yeah.
It's like a grandmastery kind of play.
Mm-hmm.
2-3 hits, and now what do you do? What are you going to lift?
Easy
Are you,
hit.
but what are you going to lift? No, you can't really hit. You could hit and lift 5-2, but that's disgusting. Because you can get gammon even without hitting.
I would be partial maybe to coming in on the 3 and going 6-4.
Right? But you still can't win the game. What are you going to roll boxes twice? Just how do you
Yeah,
win this
but
game?
what are you doing with
Oh
this?
my God. This is like Gammon City. You could get backgammon here. Wow. Okay, he's going to do 6-4.
Because if you do 6-4, you've got a
Yeah.
chance of rebuilding.
Yeah, but you have to roll
At
boxes
least.
twice.
Sure, or he gets awkward rolls on bearing.
Yeah, unlikely. Unlikely. 6-5. Just 2 down. You can't even hit with 6-1 here, you know?
Mm.
Your only hope is boxes.
So
2 and build the 1. No, I would lift 6-5 just in case.
Yeah,
you had outside
6-5.
shot.
6
Outside shot, because you can remake it later. There's absolutely no reason to leave those 2 shots because it prevents you from.
Because if you do 6-5, then for example, if he rolls double 6s next roll, he has to leave a fly shot. You know,
you
so
can leave
the
a flash shot in other versions.
yeah, exactly. Like
It's not
there's
just double 6.
well, of
This-
course, but I mean, I just saw that
Yeah,
immediately.
this is right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, 5-2. You could leave a fly here by playing. Yep, this shot.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's
that's
what
the
he's
play I would
doing.
do
Okay.
because 6-2 is not decisive anyway. Obviously, 6-1 is forced to. Yep, kind of control him because not all the hits make the 2 point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for example, this hit does not make the 2 point.
And just to the 7.
Yeah, it's smooth. It's smooth. I prefer the
Yeah.
7 rather than 6-5. But again, even if you hit, what are you gonna do? You need a miracle. Miracle,
Okay.
miracle. I would unduplicate my 6s by playing 12-8.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives you 5s and 2s. So now you need boxes and a 1, and making the 6 point, you might have like what 5% here. 2-3 fans. You need your 6 right now, or 5-2. 5-1. Not super
1,
great.
so you come up with the 1.
And I would slot.
Yeah.
And again, because you can't really win if you don't.
Yeah, and because the
ugh.
thing is, you've already got 5
Again.
checkers back, so what's another
Yeah.
one at this point, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's trying to get off Gammon. This saves Gammon more than the play that I had proposed.
Mm,
Pete, are you going to jump in after this game? Nice.
thumbs up.
Okay, 6-5. He's kind of like, all he needs is 1 set of boxes. I have a question for all the listeners. using some of the math that Pascal came up with in the 18th century, how many rolls do you think on average you need to roll to be a favorite to hit double sixes? Obviously, on one roll, you have a 1 in 36 chance, but you do not need 18 rolls to be a favorite. And I pose this. Anyone can write me, jason@lubyanalysis.com, if you understand the math for how many rolls you need to be a favorite to hit double sixes. Because that's obviously what you need in this position, is you need to know how many rolls do you have to hit the double sixes.
I'm not going to lie, I can't answer that question.
Okay, do you have a rough guess? I mean, estimating is not difficult. Understanding the math is quite difficult. It's not so dissimilar, Marin, to the question of how many people do you need to have in one room before someone is likely to have the same birthday.
What tournament were we talking about that at recently?
Because
was it even a tournament? I was somewhere
obviously,
recently,
if there are two people to have the same birthday, it's only 1 in 365.
Yeah.
But you only need between 20 and 30 people for one of them to have the same birthday.
Yeah, it's wild.
Because of the probability of.
I actually couldn't believe that was the answer when I found that out.
The double sixes question is obviously less than 18 rolls, but more than 10. So he has X number of rolls where he has to hit the box. Otherwise, he has no chance. But
double six, that's a beautiful clearing.
So
Beautiful
there's no chance. There's no chance for him. However, by popping those sixes, blue is unlikely to be G'd. I mean, G's are probably less than 7% here.
Yeah.
4-5. I would personally clear the 5 point.
I mean, there's some more rolls here.
Why leave the immediate 6-3?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. I agree.
And he doesn't have a good structure. It's not like you necessarily lose.
And if you take one off, even if you hit an awkward roll, you can't be gammoned.
Yes. Well, you're not going to get gammoned either. But
no, of course. But
so now he needs to know: does he kill checkers or does he run? There are essentially no G's here. I would wait because there's an awkward double 3. Look at if white rolls double 3, it's quite bad. So I would come down 14 to 8 and into the 5, but Gaz runs. What do I know? Now double 3 has become a good number, and 3-1
3-1's a great number.
Although it's awkward at the point, you could pick and pass to try to force him to the 5.
I don't like the pick and pass.
There's more G's. So the pick and pass has the most G's. Again, I wouldn't do it. But I certainly wouldn't point because of the awkwardness then of 6-5 and stuff, but it's the most gammons. So there you go. There you go. He's going for the gammon. Ooh, 5-3. And now there's potential punishment on a 6-5, but that's only 1 in 18. And 4-2. This game is now just a question of saving.
So I'm just taking.
Because it's less shots because you would be leaving 6-1 and 5-1 the other way.
Yeah, sure.
And this is slightly better for the gammon. There are very, very few gammons here, though. It's just a race. It is a race to save the G. 6-3, you take 2 off.
Mm-hmm.
And Pete, you're going to be in when this game is over, so please prepare. And 4-3, you bring them both as close as you can. You wait for the 1-6-1 or 5-1. You have your 4 shots where you could get a shot. And 4-3, ooh, I think you just clear because there's almost no gammons here. You just clear.
Yeah, I think
clear
so.
And it's the next game. I mean, if you take them off, you have 8 checkers. You have to try to then get a set. Wow. Huh. I guess because of this, the non-6 point. 3-2, you can stay. I would just
But there's no point leaving one outside. You bring that one in.
Well, of course you have to, because, I mean, if white would hit boxes or double aces or double 2s, they're real gammons.
But people often leave one outside to save a 6, but in this instance, there's no point doing that.
So there's real numbers of shots, go 3-2.
3-2.
He clears, and it's the next game. He's off the gammon. Okay. Double 3. I leave this too. I leave the next little bit.
Thanks, Jason. Come on down, Pete.
Hello.
I've got rotating co-hosts. Pete Heskett on the mic.
All right.
So,
what do you think of this game so far?
Well, I must admit, I've just been transcribing my match against Gaz.
Yes.
And not watching this.
How are you feeling with it? Did you play well?
Played well, but a difficult key decision is just coming up. So, I left the transcription at a crucial moment.
Oh, well, I extra appreciate your commitment to the stream in that case.
So Kent is 7 away, Gaz is 9 away. Looks like they'll take a break.
Take a sneaky little break, but I don't think they'll take very long.
Yeah.
They'll probably just take 5 minutes or something like that. So what should we talk about?
What shall we talk about?
What shall we talk about? So Kent Goulding, rather. I've been saying Goulding, but I've realised that is the incorrect pronunciation. It's Kent Goulding, and he's joining us from the States.
Yeah, he's a regular at the UK Open. You know,
is he?
We don't
okay.
have a huge number of visitors from the US, but Kent, I think, I've seen him here at the tournaments before.
Okay, so I think last year was my first UK Open experience. I think the year before I was away on holiday or something like that.
And a very good one.
And a very good one. It definitely was. It's a trend I hope to continue, but we'll see how that goes. And Kent's doing the seminar on Sunday, which I think we're all really looking forward to.
Do you know the topic for that?
It's something that sounded really cool. I read about it, but I can't remember what it was. I think it's on the UKBGF blog. So let me just have a sneaky peek and see if I can find it. But yeah, got a couple of big international visitors. So Kent obviously was on the stream earlier with Tobias Hellwag, who joins us from Germany. And their commentary was amazing. I was sitting in the bar listening to it earlier. And for some reason, I cannot refresh the blog. Here we go. No, it's not on the blog. It must have been on a Facebook post somewhere. Something about had whoppers in the God, I really want to find it now.
How to make them or how to avoid them?
No, something like crazy whoppers or right. Where's the UKBGF Facebook? I'm going to have to find this now that I've been blathering on about it. Okay, here we go. We are delighted to announce Giant of Backgammon Kent Goulding will be our guest speaker with what promises to be an entertaining and educational seminar on best of hidden whoppers.
Okay.
I don't know what that means, but I'm really excited to find out. I do love the seminars. At these kind of Tim Cross gave the seminar last year, which was super informative as well. I'm diligently taking lots of notes. So what's the score? 2-4 to 11. So we've got a little, certainly a while left in this match yet.
Yeah.
So the mega jackpot has 16 players.
So we're now down to the last 8.
We are down to the last 8. So we've got another 2 matches following this one, which will be tomorrow evening. And this one I think was £250 entry, and then we also had a super jackpot which was £100 entry, and that had 32 players. So both of those events are kind of like the main event starts tomorrow morning, but today was kind of just a bunch of, they had a couple of free roll warm-ups to win, a travel board, and then the super jackpot and the mega jackpot also started this evening.
Yeah, a huge amount of backgammon already.
So much backgammon, and then we've got doubles tomorrow evening as well.
Do you have a partner?
I'm not committed to doubles as yet. I may or may not consider participating, depending on how I go in the main. That's kind of my general rule of thumb, is if I'm doing kind of really well in the main event, I don't want to be up playing till 2 o'clock in the morning, drinking wine, playing doubles, because obviously it's, it's super fun and all that kind of stuff. Doubles is, completely different to the main, and it's often, really fun. But, I need my beauty sleep if I'm going to be going deep in the main. So I'll see. Yeah, back at the board.
Gaz is looking very serious.
Yeah, always very serious.
A little bit of chat between the players.
Yep.
Before they roll.
4-2, easy opening roll.
Yeah. Advantage Kent.
Yeah. 5-2. Yeah, just split and come down. It's all quite straightforward.
Double five.
Double five
Well,
is
that's what they call the nuts.
That is the nuts, yeah.
Interesting decision here if Gaz fans about whether to play on or not. Okay, he does.
Yeah, he fans. Yeah, I don't think he plays on. I mean, he's only got 8 in the zone, but he can easily bring some firepower down from the midpoint, which he'll do straight away. Yeah.
In these blitzing positions, don't touch the back checkers. Just get as much
in the zone as possible. Yeah, you want to close him out, and then you've got plenty of time to bring the back guys out later.
So Kent does offer the cube now, and I think we're going to see pass.
Yeah,
the score is the main consideration.
Yeah. I'm not really seeing much in that position that would help Gaz to take.
So 5-2.
That was a quick game.
2-1. Should split here. Yeah, correct. Split went ahead. Slot even score or went behind.
Okay.
Dice.
Off we go again.
Double one.
And it's good they've changed the dice for this match, and they seem to be much better. There was quite a lot of glare on the. So I was in the top right corner of the board. There was quite a lot of glare on the other dice that they were using.
So this is
earlier. So this is much better.
What are you playing at? I'm considering a hit and bringing one down, but it's a bit loose.
No, I don't think I like the hit. I would probably play this and then.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, they've paused the clock. Gaz has got to take
an important phone call.
Yeah.
I was quite tempted, I don't know, to maybe play 13-9 and 11-8. And I know that leaves a direct 6, but that stack on the 6 is just so ugly.
Yeah. I think the tricky thing is Gaz's good structure here, so.
Yeah, but really Gaz wants to use the 6s to make the bar point. So it was duplicating his 6s a little bit. But something serious obviously going on. Hopefully they won't be away for too long. And it'll be Gaz's roll when we return. So what tournaments are you doing for the rest of the year?
Considering going to Cyprus.
Okay.
For the merit tournament.
Yeah.
We're on break, yeah?
We're on break, but we're still nattering away to our devoted fans on the YouTube channel. Best to try and keep people entertained. I don't know.
So I don't understand the value of live, but there has been an emphasis in the backgammon world by Bill and Tara on live.
Absolutely.
Which I don't grasp.
Should I have a look and see if anyone's actually chatting to us? Let's have a look.
Yeah, I don't know how to check that out.
Dismiss.
How do you know where these streams are?
It's on the UKBGF YouTube channel.
I know, but if you Google, watch UKBGF, you don't get it. You know what I mean?
No, so I just go to YouTube. It's kind of tricky to, let's just dismiss that. Yeah, so I follow a few of the backgammon channels. So obviously got the UKBGF channel. I don't know a lot about YouTube either, but
I don't know how to watch it.
I'm just going to turn this down.
I only watch it on my TV.
So first of all, since I've just pulled up the stream, everyone please hit the like button, like and subscribe, because apparently all of that shit is stuff.
But I don't know how to get subscribed to YouTube.
It's really good for YouTube. What have we got? Okay.
Hi to Tapio. Nice to have you on the screen.
I mean, I have a comment earlier. So Seb texted me.
Hi to
And Seb pointed out that I was right with the modified 3-roll when it was to love.
Yes.
Which is that it was a take because.
Was it a take?
Oh yeah, it had to be a take. For the reasons that I said that you can roll 3-1 or 2-1 and then miss.
Yes.
So I intuited that meant that it had to be a take. It took a break in the middle of the game.
And Gaz had a call come in, so I don't know what happened exactly. And I remember that Gaz passed it really quickly, didn't he? Like he didn't think about it for long.
To me, that was quite clear.
So here, I think we want to anchor up. Kent's got the lead, bit of safety. And this is going to hit.
Okay.
hit and grab a race lead.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
need to
4,
come out
3.
to the bar point.
Oh, bring one down.
We can do
Try
this.
and make some structure. Yeah, I see that.
I think when you're behind, it is important to build, and you don't necessarily want to give a good 6.
I do have the chat on my phone now, so if anyone wants to say hello or has any questions, comments.
If you want to explain to me why in the world you would watch live Backgammon at 11 o'clock on a Friday, I would be fascinated.
I mean, I have definitely done that, and that probably outs me on YouTube as someone who sometimes has no life.
Was a very interesting cube there.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the person who doubled has only 2 in his handset, 9 away, 6 away, and that's, I think, the logic of that cube.
Exactly.
Ooh,
Boom.
that's beautiful.
To the house.
Yep.
And the cube is ipso facto justified because you're getting a shot here for a potential gammon on this 3.
Okay, 6.
I would
24-18 and
no.
I would. You're going to stay back?
I would play 14 to 8 and step up with the ace because it blocks the 6 there. I would have stepped up with the ace because it blocks the covering 4s. So I think this is a slight technical error. You know what I mean?
Oh, Tenerife Backgammon says hi. Hi, Mark. How's it going?
See, if you did my play, you'd be shooting with the direct 6 here, and that 6 could be for the G, and you would have hit.
6-2, so you're just running straight past.
Yeah, a lot less G's against 3 back. So, yeah. And you're not worried about timing him because White has no timing at all.
Oh, Justin Knowles in the chat. Hey, Justin.
Why are you not here, Justin?
Yeah, Justin. Why are you not
I
here?
don't get it. I mean, I know that the wife is pregnant. I know there are other factors going on. But
I think it's past that point now. I think
no, she's not due till September.
Oh, is it?
And yeah, I mean, how many New Yorkers are there in the UK backgammon scene?
If you say that, I believe you.
She's not due till September. There's no excuse. It's late August, man.
Will you just chill out? Everything is fine.
I was just teasing. But this is what's called making good radio. I think I have some experience in this matter.
Very true.
You have to step up because you could get gammon, and if you are boxes, you're in the game. So you have to. That's a critical point. Obviously, after the double 5s, it's not super relevant, but yeah.
But at least you can kind of get one out if you wanted. If you roll a 6, and still kind of hold your anchor.
If you busted, as White may do, you really wanted the 6.
That's a little awkward. You can kind of place. Yeah, I think you've got to clear the 7 because
it's okay because even double 4s, you're ahead in the race still. I don't love this.
Yeah,
but I think it has a lot.
Because now something like 5-4 is pretty ugly.
Yep. And after you escapes with the 6 there. Yeah. 6-5.
Yeah, it has to. Yeah.
Now there are bad 5s. Look at, for example, 5-3.
Yep.
5-3 is the harder number. 3-1. I'd play it to 7 and then this because it leaves you a shot for the full prime. 4-2. So now you
that's good.
Become very comfortable. Of course, there is 6-5 and 6-1 and double 6s that block, but that's very not. You know, these are just the normal blotting numbers that you have.
Now 6-3. This is interesting.
Yeah, I like this play.
Yeah, I like this too. He could have made the full board, but I think what he's hoping for is to get a shot. Yeah.
There comes the
and yeah.
Oh, double 4. Do you leave 1 back and run?
Yes, I think we do.
Because if you bust your board, you probably can't win, even if you're a hit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The only thing is that it leaves 5-1 and 5-2 to pick and pass, and 1-2, and it gives it a good double 5. But
yeah,
it still has the shots on 5-3. Ooh, double 3. That's the swing number.
And you also had rolls like 6-1 were bad, but that is a moot point now.
Punished for the correct play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it was in a way a no-brainer, but we were just talking it through. Not many gammons here.
I think.
And just 5-4. Yep, just play it completely safe. I agree.
Because there are so few gammons, you don't need to.
Yep.
Do you lift them? Is there no immediate shots? No, you don't. You just play safe. 3-1.
And he keeps dancing. 4-3 plays itself.
Yeah, maybe you have 5% cheese here. now last.
3.
You need 2 or 3 sets to get this. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's a single.
And yep, Gammon's off.
So
That's a
it's
single
10,
game.
1-0 up in a 7-0 in a 7-point match. Is the
Mm-hmm.
I would look at these.
And they're just going to keep rolling through.
Up CPR.
Yeah. If PR counted, that would be helpful.
Well, I'd like to thank the organizers for bringing Mete Fehrer over from Hungary for this event.
Absolutely.
Any event that he comes to is ipso facto classy and having all the accoutrement of proper modern backgammon, meaning that you can pay to have your matches recorded,
Yep.
that there's streaming, that it can count for BMAM, and essentially an event in Europe without Mete is not a classy event.
The technical wizard.
An event with Mete, you know, it's full service.
Mm-hmm.
I would like it if there was more of a range of entry points so that we could have some higher stakes action, bringing more European and potentially American players over to this event. But at least it has Mete, so there you go. I'm making the 11-5. I'm not leaving the shot here with this 4. I understand that you're trying to duplicate. You're duplicating the 6-4 and 4-1 that make points for white here. But
There
it's
we go.
so much better.
Yeah, I agree. Why?
So much better to
When
hit
you
than
had the
to make.
opportunity to make the
Yeah.
5-point, I didn't.
Yeah, there are some
understand that.
situations where the duplication of the building force works, but this thing was not one of them.
Yeah, I
So,
agree.
again, we don't have the XG fee, but I feel fairly comfortable. Was it Gaz who made that play?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's kind of like an old school money play. Do you know what I mean? To emphasize duplication and complexity.
So now I'm just hitting loose on the 5. So it's coming with
you
1,
you
2.
could build the 11 though, and make your own 22 points. So I think that that's probably right, because you can't attack. This isn't an attacking position. We have 3 back now. Although this is purity, and maybe he just goes backward if he gets hit. I don't know. I wouldn't.
I think we
I don't know.
like that. I just require 22. It's again.
Yeah.
I hate owning this.
So I had a match.
back.
I played a few months ago against Dirk Schiemann, and he commentated it and put it on his YouTube afterwards. So I got the amazing benefit of listening to all the commentary afterwards. And I made that mistake a couple of times in the match. I made the 23-point when I didn't need to.
Oh,
And I don't think you needed to there.
You're being blitzed.
Yeah. So that kind of taught me really, if I'm thinking about making the 23, I really need to look at it and go, what is the purpose? Why am I doing this?
He's hitting,
Do I
he's
need
hitting
to?
loose on the deuce.
Wow.
Double hit.
Loose on the deuce. And
Punished, yeah.
punishment is swift. What a game this
This
has
is
been.
interesting.
It's interesting, but like it feels like it's a high PR game.
Making the
Which
20
got less
20
interesting.
point, that was
And Gaz
very
is
helpful.
responding
He's
kind.
got to make the 20 as well. I think no other reasonable play there.
So it was getting funky. Now we're in a mutual holding game.
Yeah.
I think it.
Well, for a mutual holding game with 3 and 4 back checkers. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Gaz is probably just going to
5-3. So I think, just run from the 23. Yeah, I agree.
And I want to point out to people this concept that Michi calls having daylight. If you're wondering why would you run from the 23 rather than from the 20 when both can escape with the 5-3,
Mm-hmm.
it's very clear that it's better to be all the way back on the 24 for 2 separate reasons.
Mm.
The first reason is if you're behind in the race, you control more of the board. In other words, by staying back, you don't allow your opponent to play behind you
Mm-hmm.
and play behind the 24 point.
Mm-hmm.
But the more important concept is the second concept of seeing daylight.
Mm.
A checker on the 23 in a normal early game position is blocked from a direct 6 because the 6 would go to the 8 point, which
Yep.
is made.
Yep.
It ergo, using Michi's terminology, does not see daylight.
Yeah.
The non-seeing daylight, which 6-1, there's a reason to play this here because you'd otherwise be getting shot.
Mm.
Now this 23-point checker doesn't see daylight.
Mm.
And that means that if you throw a great number like boxes or 6-5, you can't get all the way out.
Mm.
Of course, there are 5s like this that escape,
Yeah.
but those 5s will never be as good as the sixes.
As the sixes, yeah.
And fives generally play elsewhere, 13 to 8 and whatever. So the question of seeing daylight, particularly when you're behind or you have this back checker, is a really important one that I see intermediates not grasping correctly.
The other concept that really just grabs me, and it's partly because it's got a really catchy name, but I just it's something that kind of I found really interesting, was Julian Fetterline, obviously, often does commentary for UK events and things, and he's come up with this concept which is called zonk.
I'm familiar
and it's
with
the zone of no contact, and it basically what he's saying is, like, when you've got a single checker, often it's much better to leave it back on the 24 to make your opponent's rolls more awkward, because once you move that checker up, if you move it up to like safety on the 20 or something like that, then every time your opponent has awkward rolls with like sixes and fives, they can just throw it deep in their board, and there's no contact there. If you keep your back checker right back on the 24, then it means that your opponent can't do that, and some of their big rolls get really awkward.
Yeah, you're just controlling more of the board. It's
You're
what I
controlling
call
more
the
of the board.
first of the two
Yeah.
reasons to stand the 24 point.
Yeah, but I like that you can call it zonk.
Okay. Really compelling. Zonking to me, though, sounds like it would be a mega hit. Like when I throw double fours entering and pointing on you. That's zonking.
No, I feel like that's
You've
a
got
boom.
Whereas just staying back in the 24 point doesn't feel like as much of a zonk.
It's not a zonk. That's fair enough. Well,
Okay, so we're mutual.
different people
Again,
zonk in different ways, I guess.
each of them has different timing issues here. If we get back to boxes,
here we go.
I think you just play safe. In other words, you come out to the
Come
14
out and 13
And
to
13
1.
to 1.
and 13 to 1. There's no reason to leave the shot because you're close to being cubable.
Mm-hmm.
Although, if you leave the direct shot and it's missed, you can keep them out. I mean, I could see the logic of that, but
I would not be leaving the shot.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Because if you have this is another important concept. If you have something close to an efficient cube, you don't want to leave your opponent in a hit to get back in the game. Because I don't know if white has a cube here after this 5-3, but let's say that it was close to it. You don't want to leave a turnabout when you could be close to having efficiency. That's a very Dirk Shimon.
Mm-hmm.
In our sport, we don't say what would Jesus do,
No.
but we do say what would Dirk Shimon do.
What would Dirk do?
WWDD.
DD. I like it.
WWDD. And with this 5-3,
That's
I don't know
actually
what Dirk would
ridiculously
do.
catchy. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know my WWDDs on this 5-3.
WWDD. Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Pete?
Well, I'm actually trying to count the race here, Jason. So it
Should we
should be
shut up
quite
for a
easy
second?
because we can do a bit of, there's a lot
This
of
is not-
duplication of the.
Not the most
the
difficult
position.
race.
Has he moved anything? He hasn't,
No.
has he?
You want me to count it? White is ahead by 34.
White's
before the roll.
89.
What do you say before the roll? So I think he's now 16.
I would consider cubing you.
Yeah, I think it's a
consider
cube.
cubing.
I think you can cube this. You cube
Obviously,
it just as if you're on
weak,
13.
but it's weaker than if you're on the 13 point because there are less clear numbers. You don't have the 6-5 and stuff, but it's harder to get hit if you do leave an indirect. And there's the block.
He's got the blow on the ace point. He's got the gap on the 5 point.
So you think it's 18 now?
Yeah,
there he goes. He's cubing.
Well, it's a cube either way. And it's a take. If it's 16, it's a take. The take is clear.
26.
26, I pass. 16, I take.
I mean, look, there are some awkward rolls here for Ken.
Yep.
Um,
Again, so 16 is a take.
Yeah.
Oh, double 2. Wow, blocks the double 5s. Just come forward. It's very difficult to clear when you're exactly 6 away, but it's much easier to clear when you're 5 away. You just block the 5s. I understand that he could do what's called the Cinderella point, which is when you're exactly 7 away, but this is going to be quite clearable anyway.
Yeah. Just, is he sliding?
You might now want to slide and get, well, okay.
Okay.
Clear the 8.
4, 1.
Yep,
Yep,
yep.
just clears the 8, right.
You could clear the 7, but it's more difficult to follow up. I mean, this does leave an awkward double 5.
6, 1,
Double
just
5,
makes the point.
And boxes leave a shot here.
Yeah, just make the point. Be as ready as you can be.
Roll boxes are.
Yep.
He's going to have to clear the 6.
5, 3, yeah, that's very awkward. You've got to clear the 6.
Disgustingness. And of course, this was the reason to do something like to stay in Cinderella point, where 5-4 would have cleared.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think. I mean, it depends on how close the race is.
Oh, great.
That's
Three.
beautiful.
This
And
is
now
turning
it's
around.
very interesting.
Blue is ready for Freddy,
that's a
and he
shot.
got the shot. Got the shot. Well, the 5 is forced.
Yep.
I think
And
you want to minimize shots because they're winners. Although there's a logic for clearing from the 10 because then you're home.
Exactly.
that's my play. I'm going from the back.
Yes.
You're going from the back, even though it's 12 shots on the bar and 15 shots.
Sure, but any two big
Yeah.
numbers is a
Yeah.
repeater next
Yep,
roll
yep,
if you
okay.
go for
Yeah,
the
after
front.
that
Leave
double
the 3 more
five is
shots.
your only
Okay, great.
joker.
And there's also less G's because if you get hit,
Yeah.
if you get hit on the bar, you have more G's.
I just feel like it's
Yep.
easier to clean up from the back. I haven't counted it.
Not only
I'm quite
not only
intuitive
easier,
with
it's
these
many,
things, and
many-
sometimes I'm wrong.
it's much easier. There are very few repeaters and there
Yeah.
are less G's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's giving fewer shots.
Okay.
So this is 12 numbers. 12 numbers, but some repeaters.
Gaz has got his thinking face on.
Oh, dodged it. Oh, ooh.
But at least he missed it either way, and I'm
But
sure
no, but
that's a comfort.
But do you run leaving the pick and pass numbers, or do you bust inside? 8-2-6-3, or do you just play 22?
Justin Knoll, who is on the stream, says never break your board.
No, Justin, it's only in karate class, my man.
Well, look, so if he
Only in fucking karate.
if he stays there, rolls like 5-4 are ridiculously awkward next time. Whereas 5-4 would pick and pass if he leaves a blot.
Yep, I mean this is my point. This is my
Yeah,
point,
I
yeah.
think you keep the point.
One, because you only cube, so you can win without having a full board.
6-2. That's
So I
still
think
awkward.
this is here we've seen the consequence of not clearing the point from the back.
Yeah.
You're still leaving shot.
Yep.
And
this is
Gaz
the right play.
keeps his 5-point board, which
Yep,
is
this the right
amazing.
play.
Yeah.
There are some awkward high numbers. Oh,
Okay,
2-1
that's not
safe.
one of them.
Yes, and the reason that you don't leave yourself a 3 is you think that the opponent is going to be forced off, like he is. with
No.
6-5.
Okay,
This is
6-5.
Yep.
But
So
Ken's
they're-
still not home.
For sure, they're pick and pass 5s, but some 4s and 6s are awkward. Wow, double ones.
That's
what
handy.
A number.
Mm-hmm.
What a number. 3-1. Yep, he's playing it as a 1 roll. In other words, he's not worried about
Yeah.
it. I mean, this could hurt you if the guy rolls 2-1 and then you're forced out, but.
Oh, stop calling wild
What?
balls.
What did I tell you about talking in front of the
No,
dice?
he's going to roll a 5. No, 3-1, he's still not forced out. So 5-2, I would play 5-2 and 4-3. And 4-3, because this really is like a 1.
This is going to be it for sure.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, and now you see if you get a shot. Shot
Shot
time!
Okay.
Okay, it's the same 12 shots that you had before, 12-ish.
Oh,
Right.
it's just interesting.
Oh my god, this is exciting.
Don't have a heart attack. It's going to be okay.
It's the same number of rolls. They each have 14
Yep.
checkers
Both got one
left.
off.
And it's pure 7-roll, essentially.
That's good.
For a miss, that was a damn good miss, as they say.
Blue, although behind in pips, probably has the edge by holding the cube and behind in the match.
Yeah.
Both of which help
The question
you with
is, when does Gaz have a recue?
he'll have the
Because
recube.
doubles
No, he's done.
do work better,
He's done.
but definitely not now.
But he would have had it at a 4-roll.
Yeah.
So 4-roll would have been a recube and a take despite the match difference. That's unfortunate. I was looking forward to the 4-roll recube.
No, wait. If he gets a...
Well, if Gaz rolls a double, we're back in business.
Gaz needs to roll a double next
I know,
roll.
but it was going to be exciting if there was no double for Ken.
Correct.
Come on. Well, if he rolls a double, then it'll be a double and a pass.
Yeah. Indeed.
Yeah, or he'll just win.
And now
So
there's
that's
no doubles. No
Really?
cubes, I mean.
There's no takeable cube for me. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But a high set wins. Okay.
Okay, that's not
He's
it.
gonna, if he dodges the set here, he can come down to. So blue has
5
5
numbers.
36ths. Yeah. And
Long roll.
Some extra
Long
shaking.
Yeah! Bingo.
okay,
Lovely jubbly.
I'm gonna teach something which is so obvious that it shows you my inner dad joke here.
And while you
When
do
the
that, I'm
two
going to step away
scores-
for 2 minutes.
When the 2 scores add up to the number of points of the match, you can reverse them and you get to the away score. So if I have 6 and you have 5, I'm 5 away and you're 6 away. And obviously it works. It works like if I have 8 and you have 3, I reverse them. I'm 3 away and you're 8 away.
There we go.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, double threes is a nice number for Ken.
Yes, this is a
Very
early
aggressive.
double 3 blitz, but it's stronger than the classic archetype.
Gaz needs to enter.
And
He
fans,
doesn't.
this is a double and a pass.
Yeah,
This is
exactly.
a double and a pass because it's 10 in the zone. Whereas 9 in the zone would be close. What?
What is going on?
What
Do you think it was too good?
What is going on? That's just a double and a pass. I mean, anyone want to bet me? Because it can't be too good because he could roll 4-3. Do you know what I mean? He could roll 4-3 or in and hit. Do you keep this from the roof here? Yes.
He does.
But it might be a take now.
Yeah.
Might be a take. Probably still a pass though. I don't know.
Gaz
This is
gives
tough.
a slight tell
This is
by
tough.
rearranging the clock there.
This is tough.
He
Both
puts.
passes.
Yeah.
I don't get that, Pete. What was the logic of that? Missing Kim.
Yeah. Well, there's no PR on the stream.
There's no exchange. I would have bet any amount of money. So this is a 5 away. 5 away is a score that we all know extremely well. Obviously, a slot with 2-1. Do you think it's because it's late at night, or they're playing the opponent, or what?
A little bit of jet lag for Kent, maybe?
Nah, he's been here for a few days. Oh, double 2's a great roll there.
So we're going to enter.
No, and it's still hit.
We have to
Yeah,
hit.
it's still hit.
Yeah.
It's very important to fight for your 5 or your 20.
Right. It's also much better to play entering on the 23 than the 24.
Yeah, the golden point is the golden point.
Ooh. Kent hitting loose on the deuce.
Yeah, that seems to be like a thematic thing for him. So the 2 is good, but then you can't make the point. How do you play? If you play the 5, you also can't make it. I mean, you could go 20 and 11. You can hit and you can hit and go to the 6. Oh, I don't like this.
Yeah.
I get that it covers more, but the hits are more costly. So you see the hit is costly here.
Okay, so double 2.
Except for it.
Yeah, he's going to make the 11 now. Or is he? Is he going to make the 14?
It's difficult to play.
Yeah.
And the logic of not is that there's so many things that then make the 20, which obviates the need to.
So this is
Yeah,
going to
gets
hit.
hit. I would hit and go 24, 22. There's no reason to play 13, 11.
I would play 13, 11 here because we want to make the 5 point.
Oh, I'd like to get my backtrackers moving when I'm so ahead.
Okay. That hits back.
It's
And
back.
that's-
It's back.
So
I would
which?
hit on the 14. Although maybe you don't want them to make the 5.
Yeah.
You don't really have many covers, so I would just hit on the 14. Because if you come in, you really can't cover with the 3.
So this is a big roll. Okay, he enters and we're going to hit outside now.
On the 14. This is developing into being like a quasi-back game.
Welcome back, Mary.
Marin has topped up.
Yeah.
I believe in the fluid principle of commentary, which is that you need
The more fluids, the better.
you need a regular fluid balance to allow the commentary to flow.
Yes.
The commentary must be lubricated.
I feel that wine definitely helps me flow.
This Gaz's third double 2.
Yes, and I think he has incorrectly not been making the 22 point because he doesn't have the timing for a deep back game here.
Right.
Therefore, he will make the 22 point. Yeah, baby. It's still, I mean, it's a poorly timed game, but it's reasonable.
Yeah.
No, you've got to make the 22.
What else is he considering?
Oh no, God, this is ugly.
Oh.
This allows 5-3
I mean,
and
4 on the
double 5.
23 point just looks criminal, doesn't it?
So what it would be
Yeah, this is
that
the
and
black.
then 6 to 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
No, 8 to 6.
Yes, definitely 8 to 6.
Yeah,
Correct.
6 to 4 would have been criminal.
Yes, indeed.
Double 5, which would have punished the other play, as I mentioned. Here you're going to go 23 to 13, and I think you're going 20 to 10. Because the 20 to 10, you don't really care about being hit because it's so far behind. Oh, I don't like this. No. I think it's wrong. I mean, you're leaving double 3 and 3-1.
Yeah, I agree.
6-1. You could just slot with impunity.
We've got to come out here.
Yeah.
Just got to get that stack moving.
I've still got one eye on the chat, so if anyone's got any insights, comments, wants to say hi for their mother's birthday,
If you want to
please
say
do
how,
drop it in
how
the chat.
absurdly bad we are.
I'll say hi to my mother. Hi, Mom.
Tell us what you're drinking in the chat. There's lots of drinks in the commentary box.
I'd be very interested to know.
So Kent slotted there with the 3. I like this play.
Yeah.
He's got punished.
Yeah, because of the 3 hits. You don't want to hit with the 2.
So this is.
I would just make a 5.
We can make the 20. We can double
Just
hit.
make the 20.
Yeah.
You don't have timing for any other game.
I agree. Make the 20 definite
because
upgrade.
it's not an upgrade. It's not necessarily a back game. This can transition into a 20-point holding game.
Mm-hmm.
It can transition into a 23-point game if it goes badly. But you just don't have the timing for a back game. It's 3 back versus 5 back. That's not a back game yet.
So I think we're going to tidy up a lot here and then.
Yeah, look,
we
this
can
goes
make this-
right into holding game.
Yeah.
It goes right into a holding game.
Oh, Roland.
play.
Hi, Roland. Hope you're on the mend. We
Roland
miss you.
Herrera.
No, Roland Archer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're missing you here, Roland.
So he stayed with the back game formation, although he doesn't have the timing for it. Bold. $63.
Yeah, it's just. So.
Yeah, you don't care about getting
Yeah.
it back, so that's fine.
Sure.
Play purity, you want to make the bar. This is a long game, you know? This is one of those games when you're in a sweat. You're like, I'll take my cigarette now. Do you know what I mean? I'll just, it's like Play-Doh, you have my cube, just handle things and you take a cigarette.
Yeah.
Because this is going to go on
I'll
for
come back in 20
forever.
minutes and you're getting to the pointy end. Yeah.
Or not even.
Or not.
5-1
5-1.
for blue. Yeah, I like this because you don't care about getting hit and you really need to have the bar point.
Mm-hmm.
It blocks double 6 and double 5, which are otherwise are good.
I never like giving up the mid.
No, this is
early
ugly though.
in the
This is
back
ugly.
end.
This is ugly. Because in this variation, you can never get that point. No, I don't care about giving up the midpoint. I don't care. Absolutely not. This is the right play.
Yeah, I like that too.
It's the right play. This is also the kind of position that the computers don't fully understand. It's about playing against a human here. There's a 3 duplication because the 23-point checker needs to step up. Ooh.
Punished.
No, I don't know how really is punished. You could get timed. I would step up. Yep.
Looks good.
Yep, that's the correct one.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's getting closer to an actual back game, but we're still light years away from a cube. You know, White would need to, like, make a prime or do something magical.
Yeah.
Blue's timing is not great, you know, because blue is very disconnected here, Pete.
Yeah.
What are you doing with
That's
this
why.
5-4?
I'm not worrying about it. I'm playing 13 to 9,
Yeah.
and then I'm coming out with the 5.
Yeah.
So that's the
Yeah, no,
9. It
yeah,
comes
I
out
like
with-
this.
is
I
the
like
right
this.
play.
Yeah.
This is right thing.
Yep. I mean, double 2 is like just a
Or
freak
it's going to get
sequence.
very awkward for Gaz to play again.
2-1. So I am hitting. I'm coming in on the 23, and I'm hitting 65.
I agree.
Because you really, really want the 65, and getting hit can just help your time. There's obviously 4 fanning numbers, but then there's also numbers that just don't attack back. Ooh, wow, that makes the 20.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, but nothing's decisive. There are no jokers or anti-jokers at this stage. He
Yeah.
can't come
What?
in.
Trying to enter.
Yeah, this is the only play.
That is the late night kicking in.
Or maybe he's being silly. White is considering the cube because of not his own numbers, but what if blue were to bust with something like double 4? You know what I mean?
Mm.
So there is market loss here, Pete. Would you double this? I am
I
personally doubling,
it was
against a very good
swift
player.
taking.
but I'm not doubling against the not great player.
Yeah, and Gaz snatched it up.
So here, no, I wouldn't come out with that 5. No. I would have played 15 to 10 to give the bad 5s. Oh, no, it's not super great though.
And
Do you play 6 to 3 or do you just kill 7 to 4? So you can't come up and create 7 on the 5 point.
I don't want to break that 4 prime though. I don't know.
But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna play? 23 to 20 and have 7 there?
The cube was a no double.
Yeah, I mean I wouldn't have doubled that.
Yeah.
I feel like every other 3 is just so destructive to your own board. I think at least if you come up, you can flood the outfield at least with this play.
Yeah, but if it doesn't work, it really doesn't work.
Of course, but so what are you doing other than that? Like,
7 to 4.
well, I don't like 7 to 4 at all.
Very difficult.
You just have to pray that you get out next round. You can do 6 to 3, but that's also no, that's wrong. It can't be this way.
Oh, so he's reversing it all the way back. So that was the 2.
So those 2 are forced, essentially.
XG Mobile is saying you play 6 to 3 after making 5 points.
Really?
That's a very XG play.
Yeah.
Because XG is slotting with future aces.
And how wrong is coming up from the 23?
That's very wrong. It's very wrong.
Yeah. Splendid.
But it's something that I wouldn't consider.
No, I'm just curious. I don't like it either.
The reason why XG does that play is it's slotting with future 1s.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't care about getting hit.
Mm.
This is certainly the Grandmaster play. This is the Mochi.
Come on, Gaz, find it.
Mochi-san.
Very
The
close.
Mochi-san play.
Okay, so
Yeah, you
it
still- you
comes in
still
on
have
the 2.
Yeah, you still have a broken...
And,
No, but then there's no ace.
Yeah.
well, you can do 15, 14.
No, you can't, though. Because those hits are very, very costly. I don't know if it is. I wouldn't do this.
That's my play. I want to see daylight from coming in from the bar.
Yeah.
And
now jumping out, there's 2 directs.
Yeah, but that doesn't... You don't care about those 2 directs because it just times them if you hit them. 5-2 is blocked, but I guess you hit. And I would come down 15 to 10. I would not play to the bar.
Agree.
Because it duplicates the 5s, playing 15 to 10, and you don't want to give 2s and 5s. Yep. So,
very funky game here.
Yeah.
That's a good roll for Gaz.
Bar or 14?
Got to come out.
14.
Yeah.
Have to come out.
Mm-hmm.
The 6 to 3 was a good play because it hasn't killed any checkers. It hasn't created any dilly builders. 7 to 4 had a degree of dilly builder.
Continues
Yeah.
to roll 5s and not escape. You see, I don't know about the hit here. I quite like making the bar here.
No, you got to make the bar. It's clear.
Yeah.
Hitting actually helps blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, this to me is a no-brainer.
Because see, obviously if you hit, hit here and Gaz rolls a 1, he's got 3 points in the opponent's.
What about in and out? He rolls 2-5. He rolls in whatever. Mais non, c'est impossible.
There are many options. I'm saying if he hits, then Gaz has quite a few kind of ways.
Oh no! Wow, that's a 1980s play. That is a fucking 1980s play.
I can safely say that is before my time.
Well, because what's the logic? You don't want to be on the ace there. It just gives it more timing. If he fans it,
no
it preserves his
direct
timing.
covers.
But you don't want to cover it.
Yeah.
Wow, Kent. I mean, you're probably a better player than me, but I do not see the logic.
Justin like the double hit.
Boom! This double hits. It comes in bar 15, and then do you smash 7 to 2 double hit? No, you probably don't. You just come out.
Wait,
23.
How many 5s did he
You've got to
play
get
so
that
far?
check off the 23.
He's played bar 20. I would come off the 20.
Yeah.
Off the 23.
I'm not
There's no
making
reason to
a
double
good
hit.
Here. Yeah.
The only reason why the 2 pointers become more attractive is because there's the blot on the ace that you can slot.
I think you've just got to get those spare checkers moving here.
Yeah. And it's like if you don't move them up now, how are you going to get them out?
So I'm playing.
If you get them out now,
23
then it's
to
so
13.
much harder for
23
him to
to
get
13.
them.
Yeah.
And then the other 5 to make the 15 point.
Yeah. I mean, but there is something to be said about the attack. Because if you attack it, he comes in on the ace, you kind of have him behind a 4 prime. But
what if he comes in on the 6?
no, then it's not
Yeah.
good.
I mean, I think in this position, making the 2 point, you're giving up the bar point, which is very strong when you've had to sort of leave the.
Oh wow, this is a very
Okay.
loose play.
And then maybe he's going 18, 13 with last.
I prefer this. Okay.
So, apologies to anyone who speaks French on the stream.
Il a dit que c'est vraiment impossible.
Someone's been on holiday in Paris recently.
J'ai jamais été en Paris. Donc, le midi.
Okay.
I like the list. I like the list here on the 6. You need to remake the 6. You was set on the 6. I prefer to lose set on the 6.
I don't mind this. It makes double six really awkward.
It also, I mean, it primes him to some extent. But 5-2 would also prime him. He would have been forced. He would have been forced then on the 23 and for bet 5.
But you just got to run.
What a game! This has turned into an incredibly complicated game. Wow.
That's
It
beautiful.
hits. It makes it. It hits. Blue
Wow.
could be the favorite soon.
Okay.
When do you get?
So the question is, yeah.
This is not a recube yet because you
I think you
have to
need
move
to
the
get
23
one checker
point.
off the 23 point.
Or
Yes.
or if you roll 6-5 and you make the bar, you know,
Yeah.
what I mean? Or double 5. Oh wow!
He goes early.
He's flinging it.
I want to point out here though that the recube take point is between 25 and 28%, depending on the gammons. It's 25% if there are no gammons, so it's a very high recube take point. And if you think that you have some G's, and you have to keep in mind that this is a partially dead cube because the recube to 8 is not.
Gaz found the cube perfectly.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well, I would say
Excellent.
it's not a functional cube. I would have waited and rolled.
Awesome work, guys.
I mean, you have to take it.
Yeah.
You
This
don't want
is
to
the game of the
you
match
have to.
now.
Okay.
2-1 is not great.
No.
Just spread 'em.
Just, yeah.
Spread them.
So what, like
12.
12 to 9?
No, 12-10, 12-11.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the play.
Mm-hmm.
It gives the most covers for both the 8 and the bar.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Because if you make the prime, you're good. I think that it wasn't a good cube functionally because it makes it too easy. Whereas if you wait to roll, it could be too more challenging. Okay, 6-4.
Here we go.
We'll make the
bar.
bar.
So now blue would have a great cube.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, he's gonna
6-4,
run.
you gotta run.
Yeah.
Now this is the cube. This would be a great cube here. Can Gaz
Alright.
hit an 8
And
or an
8,
11?
well, 8's a...
Oh,
I was
not
about to
that
say that
not
8's are
that
duplicated, but not quite with this
Not
set of...
that it. Oh God, he can lose now.
So I think we've got it.
Oh.
You're gonna have to make
There's no
a
other
2 point
play.
here.
There's no plan. This is the only plan. 2 pretty much wins it. Boom.
2, 6.
6-2. C'est impossible. Faire couler de ce point-là. Mais non.
These sequences just suck when they happen here, don't they?
Who appears to have a back game, you have to point out how bad his timing is.
Yeah,
Blue's timing
yeah.
is not bad.
Yeah.
He can win. He probably has 20% win.
He has to come in and then come out
Yeah.
immediately to avoid crunching.
Well, dancing isn't
Or
terrible
fanfare.
here.
No, dancing isn't
Fair for
terrible.
an eternity and play a 23-point game.
Yeah.
The G's are not worth much here. You know, so it's like a DMP style situation. You don't kind of
Yeah.
care if you fan. You play a 23-point game with 20-ish% wins. The 5-point is not really giving you much contact. I think that's important to point out.
Yeah,
5-1.
5-1's not
Yeah.
not terrible.
It's healthy.
First, yeah.
No, it's healthy because it puts the guy where it's easy to get out and it
Yep.
slots the point that you need.
Mm-hmm. So coming on the 5 was
Yep.
much better than
Now-
coming in on the 2 because then you can leap out without breaking
Exactly.
one of those anchors.
Blues wins maybe in the 30s now.
Yeah.
That's
That's
Not great.
awkward. You
Not
just
great.
stack in the 4.
Stacky.
Mm-hmm.
Stacky.
Gaz desperate to come out. That's good.
Nice.
Good.
Comes round.
No, that it moves straight to try to make the 2-point. This is an important roll. Double 3.
So
It's not
Forced.
fabulous. Whoa.
It is forced.
Yeah. Well, kind of forced by logic.
That'll be it's forced by logic. You can't go over.
okay.
Okay,
Gaz-
making
Wow,
the
ready,
2.
ready.
The
This might
welcoming
be
committee
the
has
most
arrived.
most important roll of the match so far. Because you could leave a double shot here.
He
And
doesn't.
instead,
He doesn't.
clears it with
That
a
was
zero.
really awkward
So
because he had
2-point
3s
holding
and
game.
6s blocked.
It's a 23-point game. You don't care about double aces. It just gives you timing, so you're happy to stay on the 20-point.
Mm-hmm.
Because, again, you're playing it like quasi-DMP because the gammons don't hurt you very much.
Sure.
I don't like this play. Yeah, no logic to it, because again, you don't increase your winning chances on the ace variation.
Well, I suppose
there are no shots this turn. Anyway.
There's no shots this turn, but potentially Gaz can save the gammon here, and here we go. Take
No
cube is
sense.
out.
No, the take is obvious. The take point is like 14. No, excuse me. We know the exact number, 15.5%, because that's the equity at 1-away, 5-away Crawford, 15.5%. Blue has to have 15.5% here, and you're killing your slight G's. I mean, is this a bluff? What's the logic to this cube? It's an instant take. Really? He's pondering. 15.5%.
Okay.
Well, Mobile has it 18 minute point take.
It's a take.
He passed.
He passed. It's going to be a take if you roll that out.
Because
you have between 14 and 16%
a little
win
break,
percentage.
I think.
Wow. Maybe they have a read on each other psychologically. Would it even occur to you to cube that? When you, by the way, have no bad numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can lose your market if you roll an awkward one, like, I don't know, 5-4. Or
And this is where I don't know my meds tables and my kind of
that's easy.
percentages of those certain things. I would have dropped that.
But you know your 1-away Crawford scores, right?
No, I don't know.
That's pretty easy, though.
Yeah. No, yeah, I just haven't studied them. It's an area that I need to look at.
1-away, 2-away
it
Crawford
wasn't
is 32%.
far, to be fair. Like, it wasn't far off.
Yeah.
Good job. We've received an incredibly important update from one of the organisers, which is that the bar closes in 15 minutes. So immediately Jason is out of his chair. I'm good, thank you. I've got my white nectar already. Yeah, I'm not surprised that he took a break after that one. That was an intense game. How long was that game?
Swings.
That was a long game. And we're at 6-10 Crawford.
Yeah.
Really tough.
Great cube action. I think after obviously the initial cube from Kent was a mistake, but
I can remember the initial
cube was spot on.
It was spot on, wasn't it?
And Kent's cube set 8 was also very good.
Because we thought that it was slightly early. I could see it, but we all thought it was slightly early, but he was bang on. What was it, like 0.01, 0.02 or something in the window?
Yeah.
And just unlucky, I guess, in the way that panned out. So hopefully they won't be breaking for too long. Wonder how many viewers we've got. Can I see this on the on my phone? I don't think it will show me how many viewers we've got. It's not that many, is it? No, that's 38 viewers.
Well,
hello everyone.
To the 38.
Well, I think most of the people who'd normally be viewing this kind of stuff is here. That's the problem with these sorts of events, the big UK events, is that all the people who are normally flooding these sorts of things as viewers are all here.
It's great to have you with us on a Friday night.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us.
And that was a thrilling game we just had. So let's see how things go at Crawford. I mean, here, obviously, 1.2 points, not a huge amount of difference for Gaz. He's not a come and go here.
And let me have a look and see if I can see what's going on with the rest of the bracket. So, right, so we've got Ian, Gwen and Tobias Helwag, which is still going, and the winner of that will play the winner of this match.
Paul Moulton.
Then we've got a semi-final match up already, but I guess they'll probably play that tomorrow. It's Gare Pedersen and Paul Moulton, who has been on a real streak recently, hasn't he?
He won Watco last weekend.
Yeah, and what else did he win recently? Was it something north?
Or it was another UK tournament. You won recently.
Cambridge?
That's right.
No, was it Cambridge? It was something.
Right.
Sorry, Paul. I know you won something, but I don't know what it was. But I do also know that you won what coach as well. Okay, and the players are back.
We don't need a gammon here, so Gaz is splitting with 5-2.
Mm-hmm.
Ken's just going to make the bar here.
Yep. straightforward.
5-4, interesting. Just, yeah, that's definitely the 4.
Yeah. You just keep going?
Yes, we do.
Seems fair. 3 is going to hit. Yep. And 4-6 returns. Nice. Okay. That is a lovely roll. Definitely go to the 23 and then make the 5. Yep.
Yeah, okay.
They're playing speed gammon as these rolls are not very difficult. It's all quite clear cut at the moment. Yeah, step up.
Oh, a dance.
Okay.
That's not what Gaz wanted.
No, and can potentially make 5 prime here. Not with that roll though. But I think you just go to the midpoint.
Yeah, an interesting decision here because we can make the 4 point as well, which obviously breaks the prime. But you know, you build the rack.
I don't know. I quite like the prime the way it is.
Yeah, he's going to make the 4 point.
Yeah, he's going to do it. Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Double 2, not a bad return.
So most of this game, Jason's just joined us back in the room. Most of this game has been insta-play, really. It's not a bunch of difficult decisions.
It's nice to be white here.
Mm-hmm.
Like in real life.
Is this going to hit?
Okay, 8-2 hit, right? I mean, it's DMP, but you just don't want him to anchor there.
Yeah.
You're outboarding him.
Nothing else you're going to do is really that constructive. I mean, making...
I could see this because you're not trying to make a gammon. You've got a gammon, but the problem is that the 2s are too costly. This isn't my play. Boom!
And you're going to put 2 up?
Punished. The reason you put
Switch
2 up
to the
is
3?
Of course, is you go after the other blonde.
Yep.
Punished.
And then if he dances and he 6s, send the 3rd one back.
Okay, wants to make
He's got it.
Ooh, 3-2 is not a good number because it doesn't make the bar and it doesn't hit.
It's not.
Do you lift? Because return hits are very, very costly.
I think so.
So 13-10, 7-5. Yeah, this is my plan.
Or 11-8.
No, why? That's too tight. 11-8 is very, very tight. Okay. This is DMP. Do you know what I mean? G's don't really matter. No, that's too loose. So it's like a sweet spot between too tight and too loose.
Yeah. I think we've determined that is the 2 that he's lifting.
I mean, this could be
it's
not my play, but it could be right. I think because you want to keep the spare in the mint, that's useful for future.
It's going to hit.
It's going to hit loose.
Yep, and now you're happy that you don't have the blunts in the outfield, but again.
I think I'm bringing 2 down here.
Yeah, it's...
No, I like this better because, again, you don't care about getting cheap.
Okay.
So you just pay
Duplicates
off
ones as well.
You pay off to the immediate.
Duplicates ones everywhere.
Right, but look, if he fans here, white now is a massive favorite.
Okay, so let's make the 2 point.
Yeah. And you hit loose.
Gaz needs to rustle up another one of those double ones from the bar.
Give it a single one.
He doesn't. Wrong double. Boy has to get moving.
Yep.
He's back checkers.
Yep, that's the right point.
And he's going to need a 1 pretty quickly, or this is not looking good.
Yep, you split at the back and you come in with the 4. You split at the back. And Gaz is looking for the ace from space. Can he find the ace from space? Yes, he does.
He does.
That is putting it right back in.
That's one of my new favorite sayings, the ace from space.
Yeah, right back in it. A6, do you come out to the bar? I would, because you need to get moving, and there's a chance the other ace. The return ace from space Oh, I thought that was an ace.
No, it wasn't.
No.
Okay.
It's a desperate need.
Yeah, and now Kent has to get around that board and sharpish and
5-3. Yep. You go to the 18, and then you give yourself 12. So now you have 3 numbers that cover.
sure.
It's got these 3 numbers here. 4-1.
That is not one of them.
Yep. But now he has 6 numbers that cover.
Mm-hmm.
So these 6 numbers are pretty decisive. 6-5. I would go all the way to the bar.
Yeah.
So I'd play 18-7.
Yeah, he needs to play big here.
It makes it a 1-roll position because if he doesn't throw the ace, you're favorite to cover, and then you just win the game. So the ace is pretty much mandatory. Now
Gaz, there's no aces left in this dice man.
He's won. That's pretty much it.
Gaz needs
I mean,
Kent to
double
roll
fours,
2
double
double
fives
fours.
are not pleasant. Yeah. 6-4 is good. That just runs out.
This is it.
It's over. Would have been interesting for me to look at the amazing double 4 play there. And then who was the equity favorite after the double aces, which double hit, where it looked like blue had gained an advantage.
Mm-hmm.
But what we saw in this DMP play, if we could abstract a lesson for our listeners, is when it's DMP, you make the pure play to win. And we saw a lot of purity of play. I didn't love Gaz's playing so tight because tightness goes against purity when you're just playing to win.
Yeah.
But there's another important lesson, which is when you need to throw
Okay,
an ace.
he's pre-clearing the 6.
When you need to throw an ace to win,
Shots.
you need to throw the ace so you won't win.
So unless he gets crazy unlucky here, Kent is going to run away with this one.
99%.
Gaz pretty much needs to keep dancing until there's something. Oh, that's not going to do it.
She's going bopping.
And that's it. And Gaz concedes.
Well, thank you to everyone who watched with us.
We thoroughly enjoyed it, didn't
Enjoyed
we?
it a lot. Yeah, cheers.
Drinking beverages in the commentary box, talking rubbish, having a grand old time.
Yes, a very, very,
Thanks so
very
much,
fun
everybody.
chatting with you, Peter.
And hopefully you're going to stream in, tune in to the stream over the rest of the weekend. There'll be a whole heap of people, I'm sure, rotating through the commentary box. Kent and Tobias definitely being a couple of those people, but there's a whole heap of people who are great at commentary. That are here this weekend. Dan Rivera's here. A whole heap of people are here.
I would say that Brits, not only are they known for their wry humor, but in the backgammon world, there is a certain verbal acuity that many of the British players